If you're looking for a one-stop shop for everything barefoot shoes, Xero has the bases pretty well covered. We've featured some of their hiking boots before, but today we're headed to the other end of the spectrum to focus on the new Dillon leather casual shoe. Flat, minimal, flexible, and stylish, this seems to be another winner in the expansive and versatile Xero catalog. Hey folks, I'm glad you're here. My name is Chris, and this is the Sons of Sever YouTube channel where there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad gear. Today we are talking about our likes and our dislikes of the new Xero Dillon leather. It's the newest Dillon. They've got some other versions as well that have been fairly popular for them. So now they've got this very classy looking leather version. As always, we're going to talk about our likes and our dislikes of the shoe. If there's any information that you want that we don't mention in this video, make sure to ask about it down in the comment section below. We are very engaged with our comment section and happy to answer any questions you might have about this shoe that we don't happen to touch on in our likes and dislikes. If you want to jump around to different parts of the video, there are timestamps down in the description, but for now, I'm going to pass things over to Eric to talk about what he likes about the Xero Dillon leather.
All right, getting into my likes of the Xero Shoes Dillon leather. And I left a review on their website, and I said in the title that this was the Barefoot sneaker perfected, and I want to defend that. I really think that this is one of the definitive barefoot sneakers out there at this point. A big reason for that is the materials that have been used in its construction. So you've got a full leather upper. It's going to clean really easily. If you take care of it, it's going to last a long time. You have a nice rubber outsole that's also going to last for a long time. So as far as the durability goes, I think it's really great. This also feels more well built than other Xero shoes that I have, and I'll get into that more in just a bit. The barefoot qualities that it has are totally there. It's a Xero shoe, that's to be expected. It's really flexible in every direction. It's very lightweight. It's 10.6 ounces. And it does have a nice and roomy toe box, and it's also wide throughout the entire shoe. We know with like splay shoes, for example, a lot of people have complained that they taper too much and they're too narrow in the midfoot, and these ones seem to be pretty wide all the way throughout. So if that's an issue that you have, then this is definitely an option for you. So all of those things combined, I think, make it a pretty formidable barefoot casual sneaker. I really like the look of it too. It's a pretty classic look. It's never going to go away. It's not going to go out of style. You're going to integrate into society really well. People will barely even be able to tell that you're wearing a barefoot shoe, and that's always something that I appreciate. All right, so let's go back to that build quality. This one feels a lot better than many of the other Xero shoes that I've had, and I've had quite a few. I've had a Xero Prio, I've had a leather Hana, I've had their Alston, the Excursion Fusion boot, as well as the Ridgeway boot. We've got their Chelsea that we're going to be reviewing pretty soon here. When it comes to those earlier models, like the leather Hana and the Alston and the Prio, they all started delaminating up at the toe pretty quickly. And so I was always a little bit frustrated with the build quality from Xero Shoes, but this one seems to be a little bit better. So that's something that I'm excited about. First off, I think that it looks much better than any of those shoes do. I think it's built better than any of those shoes are. So I think Xero is taking a lot of steps in the right direction to improve things that have always bothered me about their shoes, and that's a big reason why I really like the leather Dillon from them. I think that with that build quality and the materials that it's made out of, this thing can take quite a beating as well. You'll see shots of us taking them out longboarding. I like to go slacklining with it because of the barefoot attributes that it has. So for me, it also provides a bit of versatility, and it's a shoe that I'm not afraid to take out and beat up just a little bit as well. Even though it's a white shoe, so with that leather, you'll be able to clean it up pretty easily. So there's a lot to like about this shoe here. All right, one last thing to throw in here about what I like about the Dillon shoe, and that is that they have kids sizes. They don't have them in leather, but they do have this nice canvas slip-on Dillon, and this has been one of my daughter's favorite shoes throughout the summer because it's so easy to put on. It's very comfortable for her to wear, and as you can see here, it's got a very wide toe box. They're very thin and flexible, and they've got great outsoles that she's just been beating up. The durability on this one as well has been holding up, and that's something that I really appreciate about it. So it's really cool that Xero has kids shoes. I don't know if we're going to do a full review on this one, so I thought I'd put a plug in for it here. If you're looking for kids shoes that are barefoot, then definitely go and check this one out. And now let's send it over to Chris to talk about his likes of the shoe.
Getting into my likes of the new Xero Dillon leather, the first thing I want to mention is the flexibility right out of the box is fantastic. Usually with a leather shoe, it's going to take some break-in time before that thing's really comfortable for all-day wear. This thing is very flexible and pliable right out of the box, so you'll be good to go as soon as you open it. The next thing I want to mention is I've really liked the performance of the outsole. It is very grippy, which is going to be nice for a shoe that is used for a lot of casual walking. I also think that this thing can be worn in the gym very nicely. It just looks very good, and then because of the toe box and the flatness and the grip on the bottom, it's going to be great for anchoring yourself to the floor while you're lifting weights. That leads me into my next point, which is going to be the versatility of this thing. So obviously casual wear, it's going to be great for gym wear. It's definitely been approved by me for that. Then I think for semi-formal occasions, if you want to wear this thing to church, if you want to wear this thing to a business casual dress approved work situation, I think that this would work there as well. There's not a lot of things that this thing's not going to be able to do outside of obviously like hiking and running. I wouldn't run in this thing, but it can do a lot of things for a shoe that's built mainly to be a casual shoe. The last thing I want to mention that I really like about this shoe is just the minimalism. I've seen different people talking about different things online when it comes to the stack height. I'm going to say it's somewhere between 8 and 10 millimeters based on how it feels to me. Xero doesn't have official numbers for it on their website. They've kind of steered away from that, unfortunately, because I'd like to know the exact numbers, but I can tell that it's a lower stack height because the ground feel is pretty good and the flexibility of that sole overall is pretty good. So I'm a big fan of the minimalism of this otherwise rather robust leather casual shoe. With our likes of the Dillon out of the way, it's time for us to get into our dislikes. But first, we want to mention some affiliates. We do have a link with Xero Shoes. So if you're interested in checking out the Dillon, make sure to use the link down in our description to head over to their website. That does help the channel out a lot. We think that Xero has a very wide library of some good shoes. They've got good barefoot fundamentals to them in general. They're definitely on the more minimal side, which we appreciate, and they're servicing a lot of different areas as far as running shoes, hiking shoes, lifting shoes, casual shoes. They kind of cover all of the bases for you. So if you're interested in checking out more Xero shoes, make sure to use that link down in the description. Are you looking to take your barefoot shoe experience to another level? Then you're going to need a solid pair of toe socks that lets you take advantage of all that toe box. We love Creeper's Toe Socks, a sock that beat out 6 other toe sock brands in a comparison video we did that you can see through the card up in the corner. Whether it's cold or hot, whether you're hiking, running, or lounging, Creeper's Toe Socks will ensure that your feet stay comfy, dry, and healthy. If you're interested in checking out Creepers, head down to the link in the description and use our discount code to save yourself 15% off at checkout.
Okay, when it comes to my dislikes of the Xero Shoes leather Dillon, I don't have anything to say. Typically with a Xero shoe, there's always one nagging issue, whether that's the insole or the build quality or the look of the shoe. And I think that they addressed all of those issues, at least for me personally, with the leather Dillon. The insole on this one's great. I didn't even talk about the lining, but there is no lining. It's just the leather. So that makes it breathe pretty well for a leather shoe. The outsole feels quality. Obviously, I like the leather upper. The toe hasn't started to delaminate on me yet, even though I've been beating it up. So there's just a lot to like about this shoe. My final opinion of it is if you're looking for a classic and timeless leather sneaker that has really good barefoot qualities, this one's tough to beat. It's $130, so I think that might be the one sticking point. Obviously, that's a lot of money for a shoe, but I think that you're getting a lot of value out of this one with the build quality, the materials that it's made out of, and the barefoot attributes that it has.
Getting into my dislikes of the Dillon leather, the first thing that I want to mention is, in my opinion, these are not particularly foot shaped. I'm going to bring up another shoe that is way more foot shaped in my opinion, and these shoes may need to go toe to toe at some point because they're very similar. The Splay 101. I love the toe box on the Splay 101, fits my toes perfectly, but also just the way that the shoe contours is way more like the way a foot contours. So not a huge fan of that because of that lack of foot shaping. I find that the toe box isn't quite what I'd like. My pinky toe does rub against the outer wall of the Dillon leather, which is very uncomfortable for me. The other thing that I don't like very much about the Dillon leather is that it seems to run about a half size small. So I am the definition of a 10.5 US size. My foot is 10.5 inches long, which coincides perfectly with that US foot size. I got a 10.5 and I wish I'd gotten an 11. Maybe that would have alleviated my toe box issues. That would have let my pinky toe be more down in the wider part of the shoe. But this specific shoe does seem to run small. And the reason I say this specific shoe is because Eric and I both have experience with the Xero Prio, and we reviewed the Xero Ridgeway on the channel. We both went true to size on those shoes, and we had no issues with the sizes. So it seems that the Dillon leather specifically runs a little bit small. Getting into my final opinion of the Dillon leather. Would I recommend it? Do I like it? I would recommend it, and I do like it. I just wish I had gone a half size up, so that's my recommendation for you. Make sure you get your sizing right, and this will probably be great for you. I would also say I would love to see Xero just go a little bit wider on their toe boxes. That's probably just a me thing. As my toe splay continues to widen as I'm working on it, I get really sad when I get a shoe like this that I love the look and the performance of, but my pinky toe rubs against the outside of that toe box. So overall, great shoe. I think Xero in general does a really good job. That's why we like having an affiliate link with them that's down in the description. If you want to pick up a Xero Dillon leather, make sure to use that link. But lots of good things coming out from Xero all the time. I think they are a good force in the space overall, and I'm excited to see what else they're coming out with that we're going to review in the future. Folks, if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. All those things really help the channel out. If you're interested in any of the products that we talked about in this video, there will be links to them down in the description. If we have discount codes for any of those companies, they will be featured with the links. If you want to get more content from us, there are 3 different places you can get it. The first one is Patreon, where for $1 a month, you can get exclusive behind-the-scenes content we don't post anywhere else. If you want to be most up to date with what we are working on, make sure to follow us on Instagram, where we are constantly posting unboxing videos. Go follow us on Strava if you're interested in seeing mini reviews in real time of the products we're using and what we're using them for. Strava allows you to track and post about your different activities. We track and post about our runs, trail runs, hikes, paddleboarding, and weightlifting, and we do little mini reviews on the products we're using during those activities. Go follow us there, and we will follow you back. We appreciate your view, and as always, we will catch you in the mountains.